Into another phase. Police are visiting tattoo parlours to remind owners of the looming deadline to register for a licence. From July the 1st, anyone with bikie links will be banned from the industry. Businesses without a licence will be fined or shut down. The regulation could force hundreds of artists and business owners out of a job unless a High Court appeal to overturn the laws is successful. Police have also released exclusive video of a violent brawl allegedly involving rival bikie gangs, which they say underscores the need for anti-association laws. Christina Harrison reports.
It started with public displays of turf battles and personal differences.
No regard for the community that are present. It's just an all-out attack, a riot, call it what you want.
There was two massive gunshots, just so loud.
A 45-year-old innocent bystander was shot in the hip.
Now the Queensland Government wants to root out motorcycle gang members and associates from industries and businesses it says they dominate. Towing.
There was no records of any form of bookkeeping when we went there. There was no cash registers. There were no receipt books. But they were also used for money laundering as well.
Construction and massage parlours.
They had no qualifications whatsoever.
New regulations for the tattoo industry will make that harder.
They are simply designed to make life impossible for people who have had in the past or who currently have some association with banned bikie clubs.
We found that with the tattoo industry there was probably a 70 to 80% link to criminal motorcycle gangs.
The state government has set a July the 1st deadline for tattoo parlour operators to register for a licence. It's another phase in the government's bikie crackdown, and this one aims to rid the industry of money laundering and other criminal activities. Today, Gold Coast Police are going door to door to remind operators the deadline is looming.
And really when we part, it's going to be one of those parting comments like, we'll be back.
These officers are being briefed about the new rules and regulations tattoo parlour operators must follow if they're to stay in business. What are you planning to do when you walk into this tattoo parlour?
Basically, it's just an advice exercise today, advising them of the new legislation that's about to take effect.
Police say many have been operating as fronts for money laundering and drug dealing.
It's very hard to prove when you actually take a criminal motorcycle gang member on to say, well, where did the money come from? And the bikie turns around and says, well, I did $30,000 worth of tattoos recently. Well, how do you prove that?
This shop in Southport used to be owned by the Finks.
Senior Constable Dave Shed, Pastor's Take That. We're just doing a courtesy call this morning about the new legislation.
The new owner knows about the requirements.
So you're all up to speed with the new, what's going to come in and stuff.
But he hasn't lodged a licence application. Police offer an advice form and note each worker's personal details.
Do all remaining staff have any associations with any CMGs, something like that?
Those who work in the industry cannot be an outlaw motorcycle club member or have ties to one. A number have shut up shop.
Some of them actually are probably trying to play the authorities off the break, and by that they're putting it into a friend's name.
The requirement leaves Mick Kosenko in a bind. The father of three has been a proud Rebels member for 33 years. He says he has no criminal history and has run legitimate businesses in Brisbane for 25 years.
I haven't done anything wrong all my life and I'm being punished because I ride a motorcycle and belong to a motorcycle club.
He says only a decision by the High Court to overturn the state's anti-bikie laws will save his livelihood and the jobs of 7 staff.
Yeah, they're making every tattooist in Queensland a criminal, and you've got to prove you're not a criminal to work.
Ben Daly runs 2 parlours on the Gold Coast. While he supports industry regulation, he says it's brought unwarranted police attention to his Nerang shop.
We'd have police situated right at the front of the shop, and for customers and surrounding businesses, it was a negative for us.
Also controversial is the requirement to prove identity. Why is it necessary to take finger and palm prints from people who you know don't have a criminal history?
They're coming forward to indicate, I have no previous convictions or no links to criminal motorcycle gang members.
The Council for Civil Liberties says it's a concern, but is equally worried about the Police Commissioner's right to keep secret the reason an application is rejected.
Your ability to work is taken away by the Police Commissioner deciding on a body of evidence which you will never see, which your lawyer will never see, saying you are not a fit and proper person or you're prohibited from working.
Is it the case that if a licence is rejected, the applicant won't find out why?
Depending on the nature of the information concerning the person, most would be disclosed in the appropriate court.
This is the last time police will visit these parlours before the regulation comes into effect.
Have you guys taken any steps to comply with these requirements? Have you guys gone in and fingerprints or applied for your licenses or anything? We're applying. You're applying? So you are making steps towards it?
They will have had 6 months to prepare and pay the $1,150 annual fee.
Do they not comply at that point, enforcement action will be taken.
Anyone without a licence will face a fine of up to $55,000 the first time and up to $110,000 and 18 months jail for further breaches. They could also be shut down.
The ability to launder money, the ability to trade drugs from those premises will all but vanish.
Police believe the tattoo industry clean-up, along with the anti-association laws, will further disrupt illegal bikie business.
We're not seeing, say, in the entertainment precinct of Surfers Paradise, which was controlled by Finks, we're not seeing the drug trade peddled as overtly as it was in years gone by.
Massage parlours operating illegitimately are next on the hit list.
The ladies working there had no qualifications. There were no books of record or account.
The bikie crackdown has seen more than 600 people charged with almost 1,500 offences in the past 5 months.
He's starting to open the knife, a butterfly knife, and he wildly swings the knife, stabbing the larger gentleman in the white shirt.
This security video of a fight allegedly between rival bikie gang members in Brisbane's Fortitude Valley last September has never before been broadcast.
You've got them all in one big melting pot, and it develops into a riot where people are stabbed.
Superintendent Keogh says it's just another reason to enforce the anti-association law.
How a member of the community wasn't hurt, badly hurt, it's just been a miracle.
Since the crackdown, police say there's been a 13% drop in assaults on the Gold Coast. But criminologist Terry Goldsworthy says the statistics are vague.
We're now seeing general crime reductions being attributed to focusing on a specific small group.
The former policeman says outlaw motorcycle gang members commit just 0.7% of crime in Queensland.
We're not seeing that overarching imperative to say we needed to put these things in place to deal with this huge menace.
Some of these investigations relate to offences that have been going for nearly 10 years. So I think you will see some results come. I think it's a case of just watch this space.
In the history of this state, there's never been a case like it. An investigation more than a decade